6 and happy Monday to you all. I hope you're having a lovely Monday so far and you're ready for today's arithmetic. Now, I know Mondays for some of us can be a tricky day, tricky to get up, tricky to get motivated, but remember Monday is an opportunity for a brand new week to start afresh, to think, right, I'm going to put my positive mindset into play. I'm going to really do my best with my arithmetic this week. Okay, new beginning, new start. Let's do it, year 6. So as always, if you haven't had a go at these questions yet, I would suggest that you pause the video and have a go at them now, and then use the video like you would use our talking time in school to review our methods and strategies. Use the video to help you mark your work at home and to see how you've got on this morning. Perhaps there was a more appropriate strategy or a more efficient method that you could have used. Let's start then. Question number 1. So we've got 4 cubed, and you'll remember year 6 that we struggled, don't we, at school to do 4 cubed on the computer. So this is what 4 cubes looks like. What does 4 cubed mean then? Well remembered, everybody. 4 times 4 times 4. And what would be our first step to solving this number problem, this number sentence? That's right, we start with 4 times 4, which is 16, and 16 times 4. Now, some of you might like to do a jotting for that one. Others of you may have done that mentally, and either is fine. 16 times 4 is 64. Now, I'm not going to show you that jotting because I know you're very confident with those. Okay, you don't need to sit and listen to me. But if you haven't got 64 as your answer, please double check firstly that you've remembered what cubed means, and then go and check your calculation to make sure you haven't made a mistake over here. Okay, question number 2 then. 302.67 add 577.86. Now I'm going to use the formal column method of addition, and I've set that up here. I've lined up my decimal point. My ones, my tens, my hundreds are all in line. Tenths and hundredths are in line over here. Now, as always, we start on the right hand side, and this time we're starting in the hundredths place value column with 7 add 6, which is, that's right, 13. 6 add 8 is, add the 1, that's right, 15. Add my decimal point in here now. So 2 and 7 is 9, add the 1 you've carried, 10. 0 and 7 is 7, add 1 is 8, and 3 add 5 is, that's right, 8. So 880.53. If you've got that one, year 6, give it a little tick. If you need to review your calculation, please pause the video. Okay, number 3 then. So we want 1/9 of 27. Now we know if we're finding 1/9, that's the same as sharing 27 into 9. So to find 1/9, I would have to do 27 divided by or shared into 9. I want to know what 1 part of this division is. So 27 divided by 9, because I know my 9 times table, I know that's 3. 9, 18, 27. 9 times 3 is 27, so 27 divided by 9 is 3. Okay, question number 4 then. Just going to make a little bit more room on our page here. Let's move this one down. We've got 3, sorry, I was just checking whether I was divided by 73 or 7. 3,556 divided by 7. Okay, so I'm going to use the short division method for this one. And I do know my 7 times table, so if I need to, I could jot that down over here. If I find that helpful, some of us do. Others can do it mentally, which is fine. But if it is useful, just jot down your 7 times tables, or if you've got your times table grid at home, your times table mat, you could use that to help you as well. Right, I'm going to stop there because I think that will be useful for today. So 7 into 3 doesn't go. Now I'm thinking 7 into 35. So let's see, how close can I get to 35? Oh, exactly. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes 5 times. Exactly. 7 times 5 is 35. Now I'm thinking 7 into 5. Well, that doesn't go, so I've got to put my 0 there. And I'm going to do 7 into 56. Look here. That's handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It goes 8 times exactly, giving us an answer of 508. Now, some of us would have been able to do that mentally, and that's fine. If you had to do your jottings, don't worry, Year 6. If you need to review your calculation, please pause the video now. Okay, number 5 then. We're getting through these quickly today, aren't we? So 3/4 multiplied by 1/2. Now, I know that when I'm multiplying fractions, I don't need to convert them. They can stay as they are. And I know I start with this top number, or the numerator. 3 times 1 is 3. Then I go to the denominator. 4 times 2 is 8. And at this point, I ask myself a question. That's right, can I simplify? So is there a number that I can divide 3 and 8 by equally? No, there isn't. So 3/8 is its simplest form. Okay, so that concludes the first part of our arithmetic. We're now going to move on to the 3 questions. Now, just a reminder that green means everybody in our class can have a go at this question and be successful, fingers crossed. If we see an amber question, that means most children in our class, bar maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 at the very most, might find this tricky. That doesn't mean that you can't have a go at it. You might just find it tricky and you've got to have a think about it. And then question number 3 is a red question. And the red ones mean that everybody could have a go, but some of us are going to find it challenging. That doesn't mean we give up though, Year 6. Remember, we were focusing on being determined last half term and challenging ourselves. Well, that doesn't stop now. We're going to continue doing that this half term. So hopefully you've had a go at all these questions and you're ready to go through your strategies, your methods and your calculations. So question number 1. In this grid there are 4 multiplications. Well, I know that means times. Write the 3 missing numbers. So let's have a look at what I've got here. 4 times 8 equals something. 4 times 3 equals something. 3 times something is 21, and 8 times something is 56. Okay, well, I'm going to start by thinking what I know. This one is pretty straightforward. 4 times 3 is 12. I know that one. Okay, I know 4 times 8 as well. That's 32. And then this one might be a little bit tricky, but I'm actually going to go this way because I know 3 times 7 is 21. Now, of course, if you weren't feeling confident with your times tables, you could have used the inverse to help you with this one. So what is the inverse of multiplication or times? That's right, everybody, it's divide. So if we think about this now, we know that 21 divided by 3 would be, that's right, 7. So I can use that to solve that missing part. And likewise here, I know 56 divided by 8, that was the information I was given already, 56 and 8, would also be 7. Okay, so hopefully then year 6 you're feeling very confident with question 1 and you're happy to move on to question 2. But don't forget to pause the video if you need to. Okay, so question number 2. So this is an amber question, which means we can all have a go at it. It might just need a little bit more thinking than the first question. So it says circle the prime number. Okay. Explain how you know the other numbers are not prime. And I've got to explain. So first of all then, let's think about what I know about prime numbers. Okay, so what is a prime number? So a prime number is a number that can be divided by 1 and itself equally. Okay, no other numbers. Right, so I'm going to have to start with 95 first of all. So 95, well, straight away I can see this is not a prime number because I know that I can divide it by 5. 5 is a multiple of 95. It ends in 5. So therefore 5 is a factor, and I also know that 19 is a factor. 95 can be divided equally by 19. So therefore 95 is not a prime number, and I've got my explanation there ready. Okay, let's have a look at 89 then. Can 89 be divided by 1 and itself equally? Yes. Is 89 in the is 89 in the 2 times table? No, because we know numbers that can be divided by 2 end in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Okay. Can it be divided equally by 3? No. 4? No. 5? No. 6? No. 7? No. 8? No. 9? No. 10? No. 11? Definitely not. And 12? No. So I think that 89 is the prime number so far. Let's check 87. So let's think about 87 now. So 87, it can be divided by 1 and itself equally. Can it be divided by 2? No, because it doesn't end in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Can it be divided by 3? Well, there's a little tip here. If you add the 2 digits together, it gives you 15, which is a multiple of 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So therefore you know it can be divided by 3 equally. Okay, by 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. It's not in the 7, it's not in the 8 times table or the 9 times table. Cannot be divided by 10, 11 or 12. However, it can be divided by 29 as well. Okay, most of you will have just found the first 2 divisors, which is fine. Some of you may have challenged yourself to find the others, which is also okay. Now, in the question it says I've got to explain. So that means I've got to write a short sentence. So I know that 95 is not a prime number because it can be divided equally by 5. You might have just stopped your sentence there, or you might have continued your sentence to include 19. 87 is not a prime number because it can be divided equally by 3. Some of you will put your full stop there. Others of you will have challenged yourself to find the other divisor. Okay, 89 is a prime number because it can only be divided equally by 1 and itself. Okay, so there's my short explanation. Now, hopefully you've written something similar year 6. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you need to have explained that 95 can be divided by 5. You'll need to have explained that 87 can be divided by 3 equally. And you'll need to just show how that you know 89 is a prime number. Now, I am going to rub this out. I'm going to take this off your screen now. So if you need to pause this to be able to mark your work, please pause the video now. Okay, so question number 3 then. I can see this is a red question. It means that I'm still going to have a go. It just means that I might find it a little bit trickier. I need to do some thinking. So these two shapes have the same perimeter. Okay, perimeter. I'm just trying to remember what perimeter means. So I've got a regular hexagon and a square. Okay, the length of each side of the hexagon is 8 centimetres. So that means, and again, I'm using UDC, I'm underlining and understanding, I'm drawing or doing a jotting, and then I'm going to calculate. So if each side of the hexagon is 8, I'm just jotting that on now, so that's the information I've been given. And I need to calculate the area of the square. Okay, so I know they've got the same perimeter. Now perimeter, draw a square over here. A perimeter is the length of the outside of the shape. So if this was 4, I'm just picking random numbers now, year 6, just to remind us. Okay, so the perimeter of this shape would be 4, add 4, add 4, add 4. Or to make it simpler, you could do 4 times 4, which is, that's right, 16. So the perimeter of this would be 16. So now I've reminded myself what the perimeter is. I'm going to start by finding the perimeter of the hexagon. So I've got 8, add 8, add 8, add 8, add 8, add 8. Well, there's a quicker way of doing that. I could do 8 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because a hexagon has 6 sides. And 8 times 6 is 48. So the perimeter of the hexagon is 48 centimetres. Now it says the perimeter of the square is also 48 centimetres. So that means if I was to add up these 4 sides, it would total 48. So I've got to share the 48 equally between the 4 sides. So 48 divided by 4 is 12. So therefore I know that this side is 12. This side will also be 12. This side would be 12. And this side would be 12 centimetres. Okay, but what it is asking me to do is to calculate the area. Now I know to find the area, I have to do length times width, and sometimes that's recorded as L times W. So if I'm calculating the area of the square, I know that the length of the square is 12. And I need to multiply that by the width, which is also 12. And 12 times 12, because I know my 12 times table, is 144. Now don't forget area would be recorded as centimetres squared, because I've multiplied 2 lengths together. You must have the centimetres squared on in your answer to get the mark. Okay, so there was a lot of steps to that one, year 6. I may have gone through quite quickly there. So if you need to pause the video and rewind and go over anything, then that's fine. Don't be afraid to do that. Alternatively, you could ask me to go through these on Zoom with you later today, or even tomorrow if you wish. Well, I hope you have a very happy rest of your Monday, and I hope to see you very soon. Please share your learning with me on Class Dojo.